This show is about your life, how to make it better, how to make more from it, how to love deeper, how to share it with others. This journey is about connection to your dreams, with topics centering on love, money, sexuality, and energy that unites it all. This show will change your life. For years, I've coached people in easy-to-learn skills and have seen incredible changes. I'm here to teach you those skills as a coach and hopefully a new friend. Hi, I'm Kyle. Come along with me as you move along your path of life success. Welcome to the Kyle Phoenix Show.
Last one in this series, and I'm sure people will suggest a few more, is communication. Can we talk straight? Or do we speak in our own cultural or gender code? How much honesty do I expect from my partner? Absolute honesty all the time? Full disclosure all the time? Or are there some situations where a small lie or omission might be okay? Is my partner a good listener? Is my partner able to communicate his or her wishes to me, or do I have to read his or her mind? Does my partner's communication style seem more active or passive? Am I always the one who initiates any conversation? Are there a whole lot of awkward moments of silence? Everyone says, there are two things that everybody says. Communication. Communication is the key. Communication is the key. Communication is the key. Ask them, stop saying that, and tell you what they mean. What do you mean communication is? Well, what should we communicate? Give me 10 things we should communicate. 5 things. We just have a list of very specific things about communicating. Or if you look at this overall series, some very specific things to communicate back and forth. So when people say communication is so important, no. Communication is kind of like my second pet peeve of kind of an over-glossing, kind of new age, kind of, what would you call it? It becomes like a blanket way of saying stuff when we're really not saying anything. Love yourself. We need some more specific, we need some more meat to that. We need some very deliberate things to do. Sometimes we even need a list. Not all of us are good at just taking theories or concepts out of the sky and pulling them down to nuts and bolts. So when we say communication, what we mean by communication is we might need to communicate that you're not as much of a talker as I am. Ironically, introvert, extrovert, as I talked about in the other video, I'm more of an introvert. So generally, I have to be more specific or more deliberate in talking about my feelings. I have to be more conscious of the fact that it doesn't quite spill out of me. It's something I have to direct out of me. It's something I do better with questions than I do with spontaneously just sharing my feelings. So that would be something I'm really fond of the day, in letting partners know, hey, this is who I am, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is how I am. This is one of the great things I talk about with people is anger. How do you express anger when you're upset? Some people are blow-up anger people, some people are simmer people, some people are moody people. Once we start getting, we understand, oh, that's what that button is. Oh, that's what you're doing. When we can understand that in our communication, then on top of that, our communication comes even better. So we want to discuss what are different tactics to even use with you. What's a strategy? When somebody says, when I'm upset, I need a little time alone. And then we can make kind of an agreement around upset. Okay, if I agree that even if I'm upset too, I'm going to give you that break when you say you need a break, then maybe part of the agreement is that in a half an hour's time, in an hour's time, or before we go to bed, we're going to try and have pieces of that discussion. Or maybe we always have a kind of clean up whenever we're going through emotional time, so that instead of maybe on a Saturday, we have a meeting, we have a financial meeting, we have an emotional meeting, we have a check-in meeting. I think that looking at relationship skills, looking at relationship tactics, looking at relationship strategies, things that really, really seem to work in solid marriages are the actions and behaviors and exercises that seem abnormal to do initially. So if we have a set time every week where we kind of check in with each other emotionally, where we have a half an hour of the other one just sharing what they're feeling or going through, no specific topic, or maybe specific topics. It's just really being invested in communicating back and forth. We start learning how to listen to the other one. We start learning how to express to the other one, how to be vulnerable to the other one. These are some great things and tricks. Sometimes we need some tricks for getting out valuable information. Sometimes we need to plan some time that, this weekend we're just going to order in food. We're not going to leave the house, and it's a no clothing weekend, or just pajamas weekend. Or we're going to have a no TV day. We're just going to play board games and maybe read to each other and be quiet and sleep and do different kinds of things or a different level of bonding. Or we're going to have a date. We're going to have a date, even in the context of our relationship, where maybe we don't talk, where it's just kind of a non-verbal date. We're just looking at each other and touching each other and gazing lovingly and caressing. And it's like a wonderful kind of thing where we see each other's emotions in our body language. So we might want to have some of these things kind of built into our, and it does kind of turn into kind of a locker of emotional skills, relationship skills, communication skills to use with each other. Think of being able to pull these out once a week, twice a week, that we're doing different kinds of things. Maybe we have one night or 2 nights of a month that we're actually going to go and be social as a couple. We're going to be a superpower couple together, and we're going to dress up to the nines. Or we're going to dress up to the nines, we're going to dress up separately and meet each other at a new bar and pick the other one up, or go to a great place for dinner, or once a month we rent a hotel room somewhere. And we kind of do things that communicate to one another the passion, the excitement, the vulnerability, the communication. There are things like dice where you roll, where they give specific instructions. There are games out there that you can find at all different kinds of stores that have different kinds of questions, or there are even more extensive games that are erotic or sexual that have specific directions of things to do. But some of the questions are some questions that you might have never thought of to ask your partner, which are some great insights into them, some hilarious stories, some tender moments. So these are the things we want to do with communication. Maybe what we want to do is we want 3 questions by the end of the week that we want to ask each other. That just occurred to us at the top of our head. Did you hear about? Did you see? What did you do when you were 10 years old? Just different things that kind of bring us a little bit closer and give us some more information. When we look at communication, we want to talk about things in a different way. Not just we want to spill our feelings, not just we want to be a receptor for someone's feelings, but we also want to do something with what's being exchanged back and forth.